You're watching the Sports Political channel of LB. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. All right, so in this video here, we're going to talk about the Phoenix Suns, and they came off a bad loss to the Washington Wizards without Kristaps Porzingis last night. Now, they were on a back-to-back at home because the night before they obliterated the shorthanded Lakers. Now, you see on this thumbnail here that Deandre Ayton and Monty Williams, the coach for the Phoenix Suns, are exchanging words. Now, from what I read and from what I observed, it appeared that Deandre Ayton missed the screen or missed the assignment where he's supposed to set a pick for Mikal Bridges, and that missed assignment resulted in Chris Paul having to go another direction, and then he commits a foul on the other end. So that led to Denis Avdija shooting 2 free throws, and on top of that, you had Mikal Bridges and DeAndre Ayton exchanging words during the free throw, and on top of that, during the timeout, you had Monty Williams and DeAndre Ayton exchanging words. But DeAndre Ayton tried to, what I want to say, um, he tried to blow this off as some kind of heated moment that, yes, that while there were words being exchanged, it happens all the time. We're a family and all that stuff. But to me, I think it's deeper than rap. And you had to go back to the end of last season and how that played out. That did not play out well for the Phoenix Suns when they were routed by the Dallas Mavericks at home in the game 7. Now, DeAndre Ayton was on the verge of becoming a free agent, a restricted one, which meant that any team tried to sign him, the Phoenix Suns could come back and match the offer, in which the Indiana Pacers did that. They tried to sign DeAndre Ayton away from the Phoenix Suns in this basically in the signing trade, and the Phoenix Suns came back and matched the offer. That's why he's still in Phoenix and not in Indiana. But there was rumors about what happened between DeAndre Ayton and Monty Williams. Um, Apparently, there was a rumor saying that DeAndre Ayton didn't even talk to Monty Williams all off season last year. So we're gonna have to see how this plays out, right? But and this is still early in the year. After the All-Star break, that's when you really get a gauge on, in my opinion, you get a gauge on who's a contender, who's a pretender. I mean, we're like, what, 30 games into an 82-game season? So a lot can happen um, between now and early April is when we start to get this jigsaw puzzle together as to who's going to the playoffs, who's going to the play-in game, what teams are best suited to contend for a championship. But um, you know, they had just got they had just beat the uh, Pelicans at home. It took a super Herculean effort from Devin Booker to do it, but Devin Booker's out now with a groin injury. Cam Payne is out with an injury. Um, and let's just tell the truth, man. The Phoenix Suns played like trash last night. For a team that has championship expectations and a new owner by the name of Matt Ishbia, right, who bought the Phoenix Suns to the tune of $4 billion from Robert Sarver. That's not the, you got to think he's going to be looking at this and he's contemplating and pondering, okay, should I keep this regime? Should I make changes? Where I'm going to make changes at? So there's that too. So another question I might talk about in a future video, right, with the new owner coming in, does this make Monty Williams a lame duck coach? Because typically, when you get new ownership, they're going to want to bring in their own people, right? They're going to make changes to the organization. There's going to be changes within the front office. There's probably going to be changes at head coach. So what does that mean for Monty Williams, and what does that mean for James Jones with the new owner coming in? So that's another dynamic that we need to pay attention to as this thing plays out. Because you got to think, the new owner coming in, he's going to look at this. He's going to look at the state of the Phoenix Suns, and he's got to make a determination of, okay, this team has gone to the finals a couple years ago. They got bounced in the second round, and if they lose in the first round, or not, or for heaven forbid they don't even make the playoffs, which is highly unlikely, right? But if they lose in the first round, now you got this team going in the wrong direction. They're regressing, which means Monty Williams has hit his ceiling a couple years ago. And the new owner will probably see that and be like, okay, we got to make a change at head coach. But that's all being scenario based right now. But that's something we need to pay attention to in the near future, where you have this new owner, Matt Ishbia, coming in replacing Robert Sarver. What's up, Gideon? So, but yeah, last night, that was a bad loss to the Washington Wizards. Bad, 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 bad loss. Now, to Ayton's credit, Deandre Ayton did finish the game with 33 points and 10 rebounds. So he played, for what it's worth, he did his part. But Mikal Bridges played like trash last night. He played like trash. Your leading scorer cannot be Landry Shamet. No, well, one of your leading scorers, because DeAndre Ayton led them with 33. But Landry Shamet had 31. It's unlikely that Landry Shamet is going to be hitting 9 3-pointers in a game. So I'm looking at a guy like Mikal Bridges, who's had uneven performances up to this point. And with Devin Booker and other guys being out, you would figure it would be him that would take on more of the scoring. We all know Mikal Bridges for his defense, but his offensive game, in my opinion, has question marks. And you would figure with those guys being out and he coming up, he's just got re-signed to a massive deal, right? To the tune of about 90 mil or something like that. You would figure he would be the guy that can step up the scoring or whatever like that. And for some games he's done it, and then there's other games it's a little come see come saw. But nevertheless, they had no business losing to the Washington Wizards last night. Kyle Kuzma was all over them boards last night. Kyle Kuzma. Now, a lot of you guys out there said that was trash, right? A lot of you guys said that he could not play in this league, that he was trash, and he was nothing. Yep, there was a lot of you people out there that was saying that. And don't worry, I still got my videos up. I got the receipts. So if you think you would come in here and lie, well, guess what? You got another thing coming. But more importantly, a lot of you guys that was out there talking that nonsense ain't got enough heart, ain't got enough class, ain't got enough respect about yourself to come back here and humble yourself and admit when you were wrong. But yeah, you lose to the Rockets twice, losing to the Orlando Magic, but the Orlando Magic, they've been on the road. They won 6 or 7 games. They lost by 1 to the Atlanta Hawks on Monday night. But if you're a team contending for a championship, you cannot lose the teams like the Rockets, the Magic, and the Wizards. Oh yeah, Chris Paul was out with injuries as well. I totally forgot about that at one point in the year. Chris Paul was out like about 14, 15 games. So, like I say, you had Devin Booker out with a groin injury. Uh, Deandre Ayton's been in and out of the lineup. Cameron Payne is still out with an injury. I forgot. I can't remember what his injury was, but still, he's been on the shelf. And look, I'm not right. I'm not having said all of that about the Phoenix Suns. I'm not going to write this team off just yet. I'm not going to do that because we still got a lot of basketball left. So I'm not going to write the Phoenix Suns off. But you got to be concerned about the state of this team. Oh yeah, I forgot about Cam Johnson too. But Cam Johnson more of a scoring dependent individual. Thanks, Gideon. But nevertheless, I'm not about to write this team off just yet. But you have to be concerned about the level of competition that they have failed to show up for. Because, these are teams you're supposed to beat. Like the Wizards, like, how do you lose to the Wizards with no Kristaps Porzingis? Like, how do you do that? The Wizards should have gotten their asses blown the fuck out. But it is what it is. Hopefully they can right this ship eventually, and then we'll see what happens as this thing play out. But yeah, Monty Williams got to get these guys on the same page, man, because this is not a good look, especially when you got the new owner coming in. Now, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, uh, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share these videos on your social media platforms. Like I said, I want to dive deeper into this and talk about Matt Ishbia, the new owner of the Phoenix Suns, and what does this mean for James Jones? What does this mean for Monty Williams? What does this mean for CP3? Right? I mean, do they break? Does the new owner come in and break this team up if they fail to win it all? Considering that this band has been together for about 3 years or so. Something to be on the lookout for. Last but not least, shouts out to the LDBC. This your man. Scream at me. Huh?